If you want to see how I took my client from this to this, stay tuned. Welcome to a new year, y'all. Yes. So this is Destiny. I've known her since she was a little girl, but she's a woman now, honey. And she sat in for a class that I taught some time ago. So this is a throwback, a ponytail class that I taught. And my daughter was recording for me, and Destiny was my model. And so, this lady here, she drove in from San Antonio, I believe, so that she can learn how to do a silk press, because she said, she would get African-American people in her shop come to her salon and she never could do their hair. So she purchased her class and sent me a message and said, I'm coming. I said, let's go. So you guys already know, if you've seen any of my other videos, back to the basics, okay? I'm just showing them how to detangle the hair section by section. And I'm the type of stylist, I like to plait you and pop you under the dryer for a few minutes before I blow dry. The reason being is because the scalp, certain hair textures, most hair textures, that scalp stays wet. So the plaiting keeps it from getting tangled while the scalp gets dry. I only leave them under there for a few minutes, and then we can hit the road jack. This lady was so hungry. She said, please, can I do one? Can I do a row? And I said, okay, it's not really a hands-on class, but I asked my model, Destiny, and she said, sure. So I was showing her how to do it the right way, because a lot of people will just comb through it and say, well, it didn't work. But you're supposed to actually use the teeth to separate the hair, and then the back of the comb, the smooth part, is actually what does the smoothing. So I was trying to teach her here that if you actually have to have a nice amount of tension on the hair while you're pushing down, almost the hair that you're holding, you're almost pulling up at the same time to get that root smooth. And you can't be scared to touch their scalp. With practice, you won't. I think she's doing really well. Here I told her to take the flat iron down instead of out, because it matters when you're doing a silk press. A lot of people don't want fluff, they want it straight. So you just want to be in the habit. I went ahead and let her finish that whole row. She was so excited. We gave her a little clap. And this is the final result for the silk press portion. As I was preparing to teach the next portion of this class, which is the ponytail portion, I laughed at myself because I said, man, I've never done this kind of ponytail before. But one reason I wasn't afraid to try something new at a class that I was teaching is because my foundation was secure. I knew I could mold the mess out of some hair. So it really got me thinking, because I'm like, you know what? A lot of times we're not confident because our foundation is not set. But Christ is my foundation. And so I can have confidence in my daily life in him because of who he is. Matthew 7:25 talks about our houses being built on a solid foundation, so that when the rain comes and the wind blows, that your house will still be standing. When you build it on the sand, it's a faulty foundation. And so it's funny, because with my ponytails, it took me years to perfect this ponytail. But now that I got it, now I can build upon that. So be encouraged and continue to build your foundation on Jesus the rock. So if you go through my channel, you'll see I have a couple of ponytail tutorial videos, but this one isn't super great because my daughter was recording for me, so I didn't have it set up on a tripod. I just had my baby girl recording, and so she got some parts, and I kind of edited it out so you guys wouldn't get dizzy, because she was doing the most, okay? She was panning in and out, and swirling it upside down. I said, oh my gosh. When I went back and watched, I said, well, thank you, baby girl, for trying. But I just took what I could use and I put it here. And so you can see how I do my ponytails if you look at my other videos. I like to, there she goes. Come back, honey, come back. I like to do the edges first, and then I'll solidify the rest. But that's why it's good to have a really nice silk press done first, so that you can have the control that you want while you're molding. So here I am doing her edges, and I'm pressing down pretty hard, so that, not hard to where it hurts her, but just firm. I'm pressing down firmly, and then I'm blow drying it as I move my hand back. And that will ensure that it's really flat. You see my student, she's touching to see. And it's like a girl said, my hair, it don't move. So I'm working on this side. I've gotten her edges how I want them. And now I'm going to start slowly going back and spraying, combing, doing the press, and then blow drying. The spritz I like to use is Pump It Up Gold. Pump It Up Gold. You'll see it in the description box in my Amazon storefront. You can see it in my hand right there. Be careful not to get the one that you have to look at the color of the liquid. The liquid has to be a golden, color and not the pink color. It'll be called the same thing, but you have to get the one that is, the liquid is gold. And it has a different smell and everything. I don't know if it's different manufacturers or what, but the one that's pink doesn't smell the same. And also, it's almost like it has water in it. It doesn't hold the same. But the gold one, baby, that gold one, that hair does not move truly. So link in the description to my Amazon storefront and you'll find the exact one that I use. And yeah, happy ponytailing, okay? If you're doing a dry mold, which is what I'm doing, no papers, no gelled and all that stuff, you might notice the front hairline has like that little wrinkly texture. Just put a little oil sheen on it, and you might have to get closer. At the nape of the neck as well, it'll have a little, look like a little cast, a little flake. It's not flaky, but it's like a dry cast. You know, if you lick your lips and then the outside gets dry. Just put some oil sheen on it and it will soften everything up, but it won't soften your mold. It'll just take that dryness away. Okay, so what I didn't show in the next clip is I actually braided her natural hair into 6 braids and put rubber bands on the ends. You can see it there. And the reason being is because her natural hair, sometimes our natural hair gets in the way and it'll start poking out and sticking out. And I learned this from a stylist in Chicago, and she saw it on somebody on YouTube or something. But so I don't know who to credit, but braiding the natural hair has been a game changer for my braided ponytails. So what you're going to do is I'm going to separate these longer pieces into 6 because we're doing 2 braids. Now, if I was doing 1, it'll just be sections of 3. So I'm going to separate it into 6, and even the underneath will be separated into 6. And then I'll make a little cocoon where I encase those shorter pieces inside the long piece before I actually make the braid turn. So as you can see, it is quite the undertaking doing 6 parts for these 2 braids, and I had to get a few of my students to help me out to detangle because, man, this hair was not being kind. I mean, it was tangling up, but ended up working out, and then we were ready to start braiding. Unfortunately, my daughter, I thought she was recording, but she wasn't recording the very beginning, so you didn't get to see how I cocooned that hair and tucked it. But if you would like to see it, just put it in the comments and then I'll create a separate video. I think I already have a braided ponytail video, and if I do, it will definitely be in my archives. So just go through all my ponytail videos. You'll enjoy yourself. Okay, so I finished the braids, and I said to take out 6 sections, but I actually want to take out 7. So that's a really thin piece, especially if you're using this hair. I believe this hair was 58 inches. So I take out a really thin piece because once you loop it over and over, it gets thicker. So you don't want to take out a really big piece. So you see how thin that is. And then you want to wrap it around for your band. I'm using Pump It Up, but you can use the aerosol, Gotta Be glue spray. You can use whatever you like as far as spritz to hold it. But yep, I'm just wrapping it. And as you can see, it's getting thicker. And there you have it. It's done. The last thing I'm going to do is do her sideburns. And I recently started doing them a little different, which I like that curly look. And so I started doing that recently. But when I filmed this video, I was in a softer kind of place. So I'm going to do hers really soft. So this is called a calf braid, but I can do an ankle braid. It's a little longer, but this was perfect for the class that I was teaching. And voila, she is all set. Beautiful. I mean, when your model gets up and she's spinning like this, she's feeling it. So I was happy that she was happy. Man, I'm telling you, my favorite hairstyle is a ponytail. It's nothing like it. You just feel confident and sexy and all of the things at the same time. A ponytail and some fresh lashes. Let's go. What a fun class, man. It was so awesome. Thank you to Destiny for modeling for me, and to my daughter for this fabulous videography that she's done. I mean, hey, she did good. She did good, y'all. It was real eclectic for a minute, but she did good. The lady that drove in from San Antonio made this post saying that she is ready to accept silk presses in her salon. That's definitely a win in my book. I'll see you guys next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.